Gray Rizzy Shade 45, man. Royce the 5'9" is in the building. For 2019, what are the goals? Like, we were talking a little bit, and you almost sounded like you have a regimented type of schedule. Like, you know how your years, you start your years one way, and as the year progresses, you get into this motion, and you end it on a bang.
I wish I was a little more regimented, but I'm unfortunately I'm a creative. You know, I'm a creative person. I
go with the flow.
Yeah, I kind of move. You know, I kind of move with the way that the pendulum swings. You know what I mean? Like I'm a universe hippie. You know what I mean? Like I follow the universe. I follow the way that my gut instinct is telling me to go. I pause when I need to pause. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of like how it is. But what I do try to do is, like, at the beginning of the year, I try to, like, just do a little bit more watching and listening, and just, you know, start figuring things out from there. And then I try to pick it up, you know, as the year progresses.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes in the beginning of the year, they're trying to run at top speed because it's the beginning of the year.
And they mess up.
They
It's how
trip
you start
up.
to fight. It's how you start to fight. Like, if you watch a boxing match, you know, like, if you come out swinging too early, throwing too many bombs too early, you gas out.
Yeah.
You got to remember, we talking about a whole year, and everything is contingent upon this. Like Grammy nominations, everything. If you think about it, it's the way you set your year up. So I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling and just trying to stay as focused as possible. I feel good, you know, and so I'm just, you know, I'm moving.
Look good, look like money. Don't worry, I did ask him about the jacket. If I get the contact, I'll give it to y'all too. You just talked about Grammys. Obviously, the home team, they've been nominated. Eminem for Lucky You, along with Joyner Lucas, which is dope. Early on, though, when the Book of Ryan came out, a lot of us thought that, you know, Grammy nod. And I felt like your album, J. Cole's K.O.D., I felt like they missed the mark. You know, congratulations whoever was nominated and stuff, but I felt like yours definitely should have been one of them. Did you feel like that?
That it should have been nominated
for Best Rap Album.
I mean,
and I know I'm not alone. If you feel what I'm feeling right now, tweet Royce right now. Let him know you're listening.
Listen, man, I feel like with the kind of album that I made, just getting it done and getting it out there is a success. You know, like, it's nothing else after that. It's a success. It's a success already. I was able to get it done. I was able to bring across everything that I wanted to bring across in a very clear, concise way, you know, in a way that my whole family didn't fall out after that. You know what I mean?
Which, like, I know was tiptoeing around eggshells.
It's so tough. It's so tough, man. And, like, when I finished the last mix and when I finally approved everything for the album, I just broke down into tears, because it was like I just felt like it was a weight lifted off my shoulder. So it was a much more spiritual, deeper kind of thing with me than just worrying about the Grammys. You know, when you're talking about something that's very, very political, you know, it's way more that goes into it than just your album is good, your album is good. And I understand that, you know what I mean? So I can't really worry about that.
Yeah, I'm glad you put it that way. I'm pissed off, but I'm glad you put it that way. You actually made me at ease just now,
bro,
by saying it like that.
If I got pissed off at everything like that, I'd just be crazy. I'd be like a nervous wreck.
Yeah. Well, I'll be nervous for you, at least for a couple more months, man. After February 10th, I might calm down a little bit, all right? With, you know, everything going on over at Heaven Studios, obviously working out some things with Heaven Records, but I know that's going to happen very soon. What type of artist is Royce the 5'9" looking for? Is it just you? Is it, you know, obviously you've always had a strong team. What type of people are you looking to work with?
You know what? I try not to create this criteria, you know, just if I feel connected to you in some kind of way, and I like what you're doing. It's a very, 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 very common, huge kind of like misconception that I'm just looking for like wordsmiths. I mean, I'm looking for anybody, like, if your music resonates with me, it resonates with me. I can't say what that is until I hear it, you know, and I have my ear is like very, very, very versatile.
Yeah, I can bet.
Very versatile.
Especially,
I don't just, you know, contrary to popular belief, I don't just sit around and listen to angry, dark lyrics all day. You know what I mean? Like sitting in a dark room, just listening to, you know, metaphors and
damp cellar.
Yeah. So
that shit isn't happening.
It just depends on what it is. You know what I mean? And I'm a fan of people who are really good at what they do.
Nice.
Like I'm a fan of artists that are good at what they do, no matter what they're talking about, no matter what style it is. You know, I'm not a big believer in all of these genres and subgenres. You know, rap is rap.
Yeah. Break it down to its simplest form, get the purest out of it. I agree with that. Somebody I did want to bring up too, and I think he fits that mold, because I had a conversation with him and he just could stop talking about you, because I had to make him stop. We were talking about something else. We were doing an interview, but it's Benny the Butcher. And he said the time that he spent with you over at Heaven Studios, he was just like, yo, everybody was asleep. You were still up working. You know, it's a long night in the studios. People think it's glamorous. No, it's, you know, a lot of things are going on throughout the day. And unfortunately, if you're not part of the creative process, you get bored. I'll be the first one to tell you that. That's why I walk out all the time. But he said you threw on a beat and y'all just got at it. It was like 4 a.m. or something. And it taught him. It taught him something like, yo, if this is something you want, you got to go get it. And he was like, what the fuck am I going to say? I think he said something along the lines, you asked him, you ready? And he was like, yeah, let's go. Laid down a song. I think artists like that, they take the opportunity and they run with it. I would assume you're looking for people who can do stuff like that, not just dope lyricists like Benny the Butcher, but all genres of type of music.
I just did that to test Benny. You know what I mean? Like what I try to
see. This is that OG sensei shit. Okay, go ahead, tell me.
You know, just test people to like get them to understand, like, when you first start out the whole creativity thing, you get hit with all of these rules and boundaries. Like, there's boundaries already set for you before you can even set boundaries for yourself. Like, yo, you got to go to sleep at this time. You know, you got to be up. Like, when you come into heaven, there is no clock. There is no clock. There is nobody that's going to tell you that you got to leave. You know how many times where after everybody left, I came up with that idea that made that song something special. Like, without that idea in that song is not even as special as it would have been. Oh man, I'm so glad I stayed. I'm so glad I didn't leave, because I wouldn't have thought of that. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what I'm talking about with following the energy. Just follow it. Just follow it. If it feels right, lay it down. Who cares if it's 4 a.m? What are you looking at your clock for? Like, where you got to be in the morning? Where you got somewhere you got to be? Nah, man, we're here to work.
Right.
Are you tired? If you're not tired, okay, let's go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This is the one to grow on. I actually should charge you motherfuckers for this, but it's not me. It's Sirius charging you, so I can't get any money off of that right there, man. Royce the 5'9" is in the building. This Gray Rizzy. We out here right now. Are we date-wise? You know, we touched on it a little bit earlier. For Prime 2. Are we going to get back on the road?
You know what? Prime 2 is something I can always kind of like drop what I'm doing and make time for it. I haven't spoke to Preem about that in the past maybe month or so. I know I talked to him and we were talking about redoing those dates. We still got dates that we got to redo. So that's more of like a Preem and his schedule thing, because he's like the traveler out of the two of us. I try not to travel when I don't need to. He's traveling all the time. So, you know, as soon as he says, you know, let's go, he's ready to pull the trigger, I'm ready to go.
All right, Chuck. So Chuck out there in Atlanta. That's your question. It's been answered. All right, just stay tuned for everything. What's next for you, man? I mean, obviously we talked CEO stuff, we talked creative stuff, but what's next immediately for you?
I got some stuff coming down the pipeline. I got some music that I'm working on right now that I kind of want to share. You know, so I'm gonna sit down with the team and just figure out how I wanna release it. And, you know, we're going to go from there.
I just want to say what's up to CD, my homie Chelsea in the building, man. Shout out to Keno in the building as well. I promise you this. I'm going to take a trip out to Detroit.
You always welcome, man.
In 2019.
You always welcome.
I've never been.
You're always welcome.
I've always heard about, so I got to buy some Cardis. I got to buy some Buffies, right? I got to get some Buffs.
No, not on your first trip.
Not on my first trip? Okay,
On your
cool.
5th trip, you must have Buffs.
Okay, so I got my, the rules have been laid out.
You can't come to Detroit 5 times unless you got Buffs.
All right, so I got to get some Buffs on my 5th time.
Or you can borrow one of mine.
All right.
I'll let you wear a pair of mine, but
cool.
You know, you got to have Buffs.
Do I need to have a bunch of singles for either strip clubs or the casino? Do I have to do that?
I don't know. I think we may be able to get around that.
Okay, cool. This is good. And the last thing is, do I have to drive a Detroit made car? Is that something I have to do? Do I have to do that? I'm just trying to figure this out.
What you think, Chelsea?
Yeah,
Charger. Yeah,
a Charger.
Yeah, you gotta have a Charger.
Okay, I like that. Just don't put me in like something old, like a fucking Ford Taurus. I don't want to be in a Ford Taurus moving around Detroit. I don't want to do that, man. But I always appreciate you. You've come to my city. I want to come and hang out with yours.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, man. Come to the studio. See how we work. Great vibes, man. Great vibes. That's all I can say.
I can't wait.
That's more important to me than anything in life right now. Just vibe.
Well, it's always a good vibe when you're here, and I appreciate you stopping by again, my brother. Thank you, man.
Appreciate you.
How can everybody follow you real quick? We've been saying it, but
Royce the 5'9", ROYCEDA, the number 5, the number 9. Of course, I'm not on there as much as I used to be, but I check it. I check it from time to time. I'm actually checking it more than I'm posting. So
he's on his voyeurism shit. That's dope.
Yeah, I'm on my sensei.
Crazy. I can say voyeurism, but I can't say caterpillar. What the fuck is going on, man? It's Gray Rizzy up here on Shade 45. It's the We Out Here show. If you missed any part of this interview, don't worry about it. Go over to SiriusXM.com/on-demand, or better yet, get the SiriusXM app. You can have it for iPhone or Android. Don't worry, it's not a picture. You can actually listen to this in real time. And search Shade 45, search Royce the 5'9", search Gray Rizzy. You can listen to it on your time on demand. Best believe, we out here. Whoa.